Alrighty, welcome back. We are on episode number 8 of Divinity Original Sin Part 2, the Definitive Edition. Last episode we continued exploring the hold. We went up to the next level, so we exited the tutorial deck. And we listened to Magister Saiwan and Magister Waters. Listened to their ambient chats. I'm not 100% sure we've heard everything that Magister Saiwan has to say. Then we looked at the quest log, and I went over some history of Divinity Original Sin 1, trying to connect it to 2. And yeah, we'll go up there now and continue the investigation, starting with that murder. Alright. So we'll head over here.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
Alright, so if you see what I just did, in Larian games, you need to get into the habit of not clicking on the NPC that you want to talk to, because they often have ambient dialogues that they say right when you walk up to them, like that. And if you click on it, they'll still try to say that line, the ambient line, but then you'll get stuck in the chat stream, and she'll start saying the other line as well. The NPC will try to say the line that's in the chat screen, while the one that she started rattling off is under the box, so you can't hear it, and you can't read it. So never just click on an NPC, always click in front of them first.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Alright, she has gold. Bottle of water, 1 AP, effects unknown. It's water. Putting it in a bottle doesn't make it any fancier. She has a herring, 1 AP, effects unknown. Is it just you, or is it I following you? Potato, 1 AP, effects unknown. Cook it, cut it, eat it, love it. Shell,
No
1 AP.
lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Shell, 1 AP, effects unknown. Although this shell is small and unassuming, a haunting past digestive experience urges you to cook it thoroughly before eating. Muddy mittens, gloves, 1 physical armor, level 1. Leather scraps, rich smelling and supple. These leather strings could hold something together. And a jug, useless. Alright. So another thing that is common is that they usually have multiple lines that they say. So she said that one line, and when you click on her again...
The pale young woman doesn't acknowledge you. She nods to the right without moving her gaze from the ground.
Okay, so that standard behavior from Divinity 1 is that they always have multiple lines. So once you talk to them the first time, they're almost always going to have something different to say when you click on them again.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Okay. Gold. Pear, 1 AP, effects unknown. After the Great Pear Famine, this small fruit is considered a delicacy among elite circles. And an Amdevar, 1 AP, effects unknown. Likened to armor for its scaly
No marks,
appearance.
no indications of a struggle.
Likened to armor for its scaly appearance, Amdevar is a particularly tough strain of fungus, highly sought after by potion brewers.
Oh my, these smelling salts are strong stuff.
These smelling salts are strong stuff. So that's a new line. These smelling salts are strong stuff. So she has the smelling salt line, the spick and span line, the caliper line, and then the book line. And she still has the book line, even though I already stole the book. So that wasn't good on Larian's part programming. if you stole the book like I did, she should recognize the book is stolen when she goes to that line and has a new line saying, hey, what happened to the book, or something along those lines, you know? Anyway, so narrator. Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
You can't make out a face amid the mess. Take your leave. Peer into the room and ask what happened. Avoid looking into the room. Between the lurching ship and the smell of blood, you feel a little sick. Well, let's peer into the room and ask what happened.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Always does, huh? Ask if you could lend a hand in the investigation. Ask if you knew the dead man. Pause. Always does. Ask if this sort of thing happens often.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
Ask if he knew the dead man.
It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another. Nothing to see here.
Okay.
Ugly sight, isn't it?
Alright. Gold. Apple, we've seen. Cheese, 1 AP, effects unknown. With cheese in either hand, anything is possible. Raw rabbit meat, 1 AP, effects unknown. Sear to seal in all those delicious juices. Whisperwood, 1 AP, effects unknown. Elven elders claim that those who can understand the secrets whispered by this herb will be protected by the blessings of Tyr Sindelius himself. So Tyr Sindelius is the god of elves. We've seen the Amadouar. Long branch, gnarled and twisted grayish wood. Very long but hard and wieldy. It just needs that one little extra thing to make it really useful. And a cutting board. Chop. Chop. Alright. Ugly, isn't it? Yes, ugly.
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
That is bizarre, since the sorcerer's one drop of source-tainted apples apparently drew a whole herd of the damn things. Alright, take your leave. Inform her that she wasn't this man's protector. She was his captor. Ask why she's letting you so close to the crime scene. For all she knows, you could be the killer. Alright, let's do that.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Shrug and say maybe you can. You are a sorcerer after all. Tell her that that's a trick you haven't quite mastered. Ask if she's investigating her fellow magisters as well. One of them could have easily done this. Yeah, let's do that.
Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister.
Really?
It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Journal entry was death below decks. Nod and say you'll let her know if you hear anything interesting. Say that you're a snitch. Laugh. She really thinks you'd help a magister. Someone who's keeping you under lock and key. Tell her your price is considerably higher than that. Alright, let's nod and say you'll let her know if you hear anything interesting.
Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
M. Open your map. Important characters will mark destinations on your map. Magister William. Murder victim. Okay.
So, anything interesting for me?
Take your leave. Tell her you're still looking around. Ask her to define interesting
I'll take that as a no.
as a no, huh?
So, anything interesting for me?
Tell her you're still looking around.
Right. Tick-tock.
Alright, so, as I said last episode, if you see red, that means these are owned, and you're trying to steal them. So let's see what happens if we try to pick up the broken source collar here. Attitude. To us, -5. So we lost 5 attitude here. You better watch yourself. I don't have patience for thieves. Alright. Press C to enter sneak mode and steal some property while the owner isn't looking. Okay. So if we try to do the body here, we lose 5 more attitude and get hands off. Alright, so I'm going to press her and see exactly the point of breaking. You really are looking to cause trouble, aren't you? This is your last...
This tone is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
This is your last warning. She's still going on about the tone. Alright, so... what happens now? Last warning, right? You've had warning after warning, no more. Attack. Try to talk your way out of the situation. Alright. Let's try to talk our way out of it. Alright, so then we have a bribe, and I guess that's how much money we need? 53 to bribe her? Wits persuasion. Claim that you just wanted to see how heavy it was. Finesse persuasion. Say that it reminded you of someone you once knew. You just wanted to reminisce. Memory persuasion. Elf. Scoff. You're being accused because you're an elf. Oh god, we're gonna play the race card here. There we go. Fuckers. Always getting on the elves. Always getting on the elves. Persuasion failed. Your persuasion 1 needed 3. Did you really think that tall tale would work on me? It's not really a tail, is it? Attack. She scowls and braces herself for a fight. So, okay. I was trying to see whether or not they had a brig. In Divinity 1, you could do that and get thrown in jail. So, the elf one didn't work. So we have high wits, so let's go with wits. Claim that you thought it was in a precarious position for a moment and intended to move it a little just in case. Well, this is a different line. And then we have for finesse persuasion. Say that you heard a report that an item like this had been stolen.
Spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
Though you must be mistaken. And memory persuasion. Elf. Point at your accuser. They wouldn't say that if you weren't an elf. Alright, so let's try the wits persuasion. Claim that you thought it was in a precarious position for a moment and intended to move it a little just in case. Alright, so we had enough to do that, alright. Alright, but I'll be keeping my eye on you. So that's what happens there. So, let's get away from possible ambient chats. Yeah, she's still there. I wonder what would happen if I put the book back in front of her. Alright, so we picked up Death Below Decks. Find the murderer. A sorcerer lies murdered. The magisters will pay for a lead on the killer. Alright, so now let's try to come up here and see what happens. Can we sneak in here? So if we look at the cones here, it might be possible that we can take those. I know she moves around some, so so she's not looking at us. Okay. So she turned on us immediately. You really need to leave that alone. The thief's on the loose. Okay. So she caught us stealing. You there, you've got the look of a thief. I need to look through your bags, all of them. You're low on patience. Attack your accuser. Try to talk your way out of the situation. Allow the search. Good answer. Now, let's take a look. Oh, you're a thief, all right. Now, meet the judge, jury, and executioner. Attack. She draws her weapon and scowls. Okay. Alright. So she immediately turned around. Oh, I didn't save that? I thought I saved that. Okay. Crap. Wits persuasion. Claim that you thought it was in a precarious position for a moment and intended to move it a little just in case. Persuasion success. Alright, but I'll be keeping my eye on you. Alright, so it's on the ground, and when I picked it up, she immediately turned to me. So that might be...
Everything's spick and span.
No
Nothing
lesions,
left to do, really.
No trauma. He was bled by magic.
It might be that anything on the ground will cause that to immediately happen. So we'll try the container now and see if she notices the container gets looted. Because technically the container won't move. So even though it's looted, it'll be hard to tell that it is. So save this here. Loot this. Quit sneaking about, will you? Down limb. Okay, there's something going on there. Alright. So... Okay, so see, if you pick something off the ground, it looks like they're going to turn to you immediately. They're going to say, hey, it's gone. So they linked the items on the ground directly to the NPC. But the containers, they didn't link. So you can loot the containers without them immediately responding to you. Alright, so we picked up Death Below Decks, Find the Murderer, A Sorcerer Lies Murdered, The Magisters Will Pay for a Lead, and then we picked up a tutorial message or two there. Okay. Stealing. Press C to enter sneak mode and steal some property while the owner isn't looking. Tutorial log. You can recap all tutorial messages by viewing the tutorial log. Found limb. Elves can eat limbs to experience the memories of the person that limb once belonged to. Okay, so we can chomp down on this thing. Chunk of flesh, 1 AP, stolen, effects unknown. A mysterious chunk of flesh. This could be anything or anybody. Alright, so before we chomp down on this thing, let's see what happens if we talk to her when we have this thing in our inventory. Will she respond? Like, will we see a different... If I would have programmed this, I would have made sure that there was a dialogue option associated with this right here.
So, anything interesting for me?
So that's a no. It's a big fat no. That's disappointing. God, man. So you can see the lack of follow-through on their programming with how there's no response to the book being missing. There's no response to the fact that I have the limb. Maybe once I eat it, it'll be different. Alright, so let's see what happens when we eat this thing.
As the dead man's flesh slides down your throat, you feel his consciousness enter yours. His memories are yours to experience. You are Finn. Your heart is heavy. You know too much. It's all too much. You met him. A bright light blinds you, then fades. You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard you can barely use them. Suddenly you're on this very ship, crouched in a corner, hugging your knees. A figure approaches, an older woman. Her eyes are kind. She comes closer. She says she wants to talk. She reaches a hand toward you. You grasp it. The memories end. You are no longer Finn. You return to yourself with a jolt.
Okay. You met him. Who's him? You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard you can barely use them. Okay, so an older woman approaches. She says she wants to talk. She reaches a hand out towards you, you grasp it. But it did give us an update. You've learned a new skill. Press K to open your skill panel. So by eating that, we picked up a new skill. And we picked up the best skill in the fucking game, probably. Interesting. Which means we need a memory slot. I'm not going to put this on the pop bar yet, but we will once we pick up a memory slot. Yeah. So, picked up a skill, picked up a quest update. Tell the magisters who killed the sorcerer. The victim was attacked by an old woman. Okay. This might be getting ahead of ourselves. So what I want to do is not do that. Let me go back and reload. Did I save that or not? I hope I didn't save that. I want to talk to the other people on the ship before we interact with the limb, because there might be questions that you ask other people about, hey, do you know anything about this? And if you've already ate the limb and discovered what happened, you might not see those interactions. So yeah, alright, I need to take a quick break. Be right back. Alright, sorry about that. We're back, heading up. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue our search here. Let's check out this here. We have a barrel. Another barrel.
This is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Okay. Nope.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
I don't know why they hide the ropes. I'm not getting lucky on any of these containers. Alright, what do we have here?
No known
Sandy.
associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Sabine, Sandy, Losi, Holly, Trice, Gil. Okay. Looks like there's gonna be a lot of stuff up there, and then I heard the sheep. So the reason I'm doing the camera angle like this is because I've learned in part 1
where did I leave my calipers?
you can kind of manipulate the environment so that you don't hear the conversations unless you enter specific spots. So if I move the camera all the way up, if I move it all the way up there like that, I might trigger the conversations because it kind of senses that you've explored new areas by the camera angle. So you can kind of manipulate that. But we're getting ready to walk into a room that has a lot of people, and knowing them, they put all these conversations right on top of each other, so we're gonna have to just walk in there and see if we can't get the default right off the bat. So we'll walk in here.
Why won't you sing?
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Okay, what do I have here? Okay, all kinds of people. Okay.
It was one of them. I know it.
Gil.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Alright. Wait, Fane here. We have Master Jalen.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Come on. Please, Losa.
That's enough now.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
It was one of them. I know it.
Okay.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Okay.
It was one of them. I know it.
Alright, so
Would
it
you
seems
put
like
a
these
knuckle
two,
in it? I'm
Gil
trying to concentrate.
and Beast, only have one
They don't care
conversation.
about us. We're like cattle to them.
It seems somehow
I'll
that
give
the
you that
conversations
knuckle
in
if
this
you
room
keep
are
carrying
linked.
on.
So we have Beast and
One of
Gil,
us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Nemaya,
Can we
and the
just
Red
skip
Prince,
to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
Ifan Ben Mezd, and
You think me
Master
mad?
Victor.
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
Losi,
What are you trying to hear
Sandy,
anyway?
Polly, and Trice.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
So it looks like these four conversations are rotating.
Come on. Please, Losa.
I
Losa.
forgot how to sing. I did.
So it sounds like if Okay, there's another conversation going on off screen somewhere. Damn it. And it looks like
one of them. I know it.
Okay.
Would you put a knuckle
So there's
in
another
it? I'm trying
conversation
to
going on over
concentrate.
here. Probably Magister William.
They don't care about us. We're like
So if you
cattle
notice
to them.
this guard here,
I'll
he
give
has
you
a
that
strange
knuckle if you
pathing.
keep carrying on.
He
One of us
passed
wouldn't
over
kill our
here
own.
to
They're
Sandy.
picking us off one by one.
He passed over to
Can we
Gil,
just skip to the part where
and
I
he passed
reassure
over
you and
to
you shut up?
Nemaya.
You think me mad?
Similar behavior
Mad?
like that in
No.
Divinity Part 1
Insufferable?
signaled
Surely.
that he has a conversation point,
What are you trying to hear anyway?
probably with all three
I'll
of these,
tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
but it's likely mixed up in between the 4 random conversations. Yeah.
Kid, you been down by the room up the hall?
No,
You sure about that?
no,
What's your name?
no.
Gods, didn't your mother teach you any manners?
She got eaten by a void woken.
Forget it.
Okay, so yes, that's what happens. Alright,
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
so when this guy passed down to
They
Gil
don't care about us.
and
We're like
passed
cattle to
over
them.
to Nemaya, he's trying
I'll
to
give you
initiate a
that knuckle if you
conversation
keep
point.
carrying on.
But that conversation point is
One of us
mixed
wouldn't
in
kill
with
our
these
own.
4
They're picking us
conversations
off
that
one by
are going
one.
off in order. So as long
Can
as
we
one of
just
these other
skip to the
conversations
part
are
where I
taking place,
reassure you and you shut up?
his conversation point can't
You think me
happen.
mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
So he might be able to get a conversation here, it looks like.
Ask what you
Yep.
must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
Okay. So that means he has a
It was one of them.
conversation with
I
Gil.
know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Okay.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle
So what
if you
I
keep
have to
carrying
do
on.
here then is somehow force
One of us
him
wouldn't kill our own. They're
to be
picking
able
us off
to
one by
talk
one.
to Gil.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Yeah. Okay.
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What
Alright.
are you trying to hear anyway?
So I think we can force
I'll
it to
tell
happen.
you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
So what I'm trying to do now is lock up Beast to leave Gil free.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Yeah, so if one of the other conversations are playing, that Magister can't talk to his person.
Come on, please, Losa.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
So by locking up Beast, you free up Gil, and that means that the Magister can get to Gil between the random conversations.
End up a prison guard.
Yeah, see, he's now, the if-in conversation's going on and on.
I always knew you'd turn out
So we have to
rotten,
get
Ben
lucky
Nest.
that he passed to Gil
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves
when another
around a
conversation's not
campfire.
taking place.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
So this could be a little bit
Soon
difficult to
as the
get.
Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Let's see, so he's gonna go over towards Nemaya again. Does it get her?
Ask what you must.
Yep,
I've
okay.
nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
Okay, so in Divinity 1, there are very similar mechanics like this. There are some ultra rare dialogues that you wouldn't see unless you knew
There's nothing else
there was a possibility for it to happen.
Turnips and water are all I was given.
I lucked in on one of those and figured out how it worked.
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
So that's why I know this right here, that's a conversation. He's trying to have a conversation.
Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
But since this conversation between the Red Prince and the Maiar is playing, he can't initiate any conversation. It's in a loop, and he's got to be at Gil at a specific point in that loop. See, he almost got it. Losi was saying her last line just now, and she said it about a half a second too late for him to trigger Gil's conversation.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
So we need Magister Jalen to be walking towards Gil right as one of the other conversations is ending.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
It's interesting that the Losa conversation and the Ben Mez conversation just played at the same time.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Please, please, please. I forgot how to sing. I did.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Sing us a song. I know you can. A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Please, please, please. Be good, you scallywags.
Ask what you must. I've nothing to hide.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid. There's a killer about, after all.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crime, I shall hold my head steady.
Yeah, there is a confluence of luck that has to take place for you to see this conversation. In fact, to see any of those. I mean, you have to be very lucky to see Magister Jalen's triggered
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen
triggered talking points there.
I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magister's more concern than your appetite.
Don't
Damn.
you get saucy with me when you
There he
clearly
is.
don't know the first thing about sauce.
See, that happened too early.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with it.
Come on, go to Gil. Damn it. Killing me here.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Sing us a song. I know you can. A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Never
Ask
thought
what
you'd
you
end up
must.
a prison
I've
guard,
nothing
Vic.
to hide.
That right? I always knew you'd
Seems to
turn
me
out
you
rotten,
should be a
Ben
little
Mezd.
more afraid. There's a killer about,
Your
after
kind
all.
always hung closest to
Till
our divine,
overboiling a bit of
like
cabbage
wolves
becomes a
around
crown, I
campfire.
shall hold my head steady.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
So that time he
As soon as
got
the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with it.
he got there a split second before the Ben Mez conversation started, and it triggered it anyway.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with it.
Damn it.
Come on. Please, Losa. That's enough.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with it.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hand you right over the side of this ship with it.
Damn it.
How dare you classify this
He's
slop
going
as
towards
food?
that elf in like
I've
3 to
seen more
1.
appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
It's like
There's nothing else I can
Gil's
make,
just
Your
not
Majesty.
high enough on
Turnips
his
and water
list.
are all I was given.
Well, the randomness is just really, really broad here. He has 3 conversations,
Well,
and he keeps
there
hitting
has been a murder,
the other 2.
Your Majesty. Maybe that has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Sing us a song. I know you can. I forgot how to sing. I did.
Oh, come on, hit it. Get it, get it.
You, Jill,
There you go.
is that right? I've a few questions for you. You are Jill, aren't you?
I ain't saying nothing.
Bloody dwarves. I'll come back to you. And you better be ready to talk here.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
There's nothing else I can
Okay,
do,
so this
Your
is where I'm going to take advantage
Donuts
of
and
this
water
option.
are all I was given.
Okay. I've seen those. I don't need to hear them right now. Alright, so a broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plates, each one braided through with golden medallions. Alright.
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, Gero. You hear that?
Gero. Tell him he ought to think twice before addressing you like a child. Ask what you're meant to be hearing. Wave his request away and ask if he knows about the murder on board. Take your leave. So see, you get to ask him about the murder, so I'm glad I didn't proceed forward. Alright, let's be indignant here. Girl. Tell him he ought to think twice before addressing you like a child.
He turns his head toward you, looking you up and down, and smiles before turning his attention to the ship once more.
You look like a girl to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't.
Ask what you're meant to be hearing. Take your leave. Wave his request away and ask him if he knows about the murder on board.
His eyes snap open. He looks at you and frowns.
Okay.
Murder? Ah, that's what they were going on and on about. I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it too.
I kill a man, he knows who done it.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of repose once more.
Whether they catch me is another matter, but I ain't one to hide my accomplishments.
Take your leave. Ask what you're meant to be hearing.
The ship, of course.
Quieten and listen to the sounds of the ship. Quieten. Quieten? What the hell? I've never heard of that word. That's because it's British English. Interesting. Huh. So British people say quieten instead of quiet. Alright, quieten and listen to the sounds of the ship.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Tell him the ship is moaning like a sick man. Say the sea sounds angry, like it's trying to capsize the ship. Remark that your shipmates are as chatty as gulls. You can barely hear over the din. Tell him you don't hear anything unusual. Let's go with... Say the sea sounds angry, like it's trying to capsize the ship.
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger, it's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
Anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close.
Tell him you don't have time for this and bid him farewell. Ask him what exactly you're supposed to be listening for. Close your eyes and try to let the ambient sounds on the ship fade away. Okay.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news.
Kiddo. Decide to leave him to his soundscape and take your leave. Nod, you heard it. What's it supposed to be? Ask what's got him so excited. That was nothing more than a rat. Alright, let's nod, you heard it. What's it supposed to be?
It's the wheel, don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
The wheel.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Okay. Note he must be a practiced sailor. Ask what the figure means to him. Ask why he's so excited about reaching Fort Joy. You haven't heard anything good about the place. Tell him he shouldn't talk like that about such a magnificent beard. Okay.
Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate, even here.
Alright, note he must be a practiced sailor. Ask what the figure means to him.
Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the Joy. Close to what lies beyond it, too.
Oh my goodness, he used the liberal's favorite word. Actually.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all, thank ye kindly, kiddo.
Take your leave, say nothing, but look him over once before leaving. You may want to find him again inside Fort Joy. Cock an eyebrow. If he's hatching an escape plan, you want in.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
If you'll be pardoning me, I'll be much obliged.
Did you see the body? They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
Gil. 8 gold and an egg. And that. Alright, let's look around here. Bucket. Wait, let's go ahead and talk to him while he's here.
Name?
Master Jalen. Gold. Mug of water, 1 AP, effects unknown. A hydrated adventurer is a happy adventurer. Mug of wine, 1 AP, effects unknown. For the refined Oniophile. Take your leave, tell him your name, ask him who wants to know.
The Divine Order wants to know.
The Divine Order should already know my name. How am I on the ship if they don't know my name? Huh? Tell him your name.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy, we're trying to catch a killer here.
Okay, so you have a list that has killer's name on it? Killer's names? I mean, I don't know, it seems awful strange.
Like I said, you aren't on the list.
Okay. Let's talk to the dog. Come here.
You! Sorcerer! Blood? No! Go! Ruff! Go! Move! Woof! Woof woof!
Stained shirt. Chest armor. 2 physical armor. Level 1. Nothing special, just the everyday clothes of a regular citizen. Alright, so that's slightly better than what I have. Let's check and see what this looks like here. What do we have? What do we have? You know, not the greatest looking outfit, is it? Well, that's significantly better. Busting right out of there. What we got going on here? Bottle of beer. Alright. Yeah, that's much better looking. Alright. There's something over here. Bedroll. Bedrolls. You picked up a bedroll. Use it to rest and heal your party. And put this thing directly on the hotbar, even though how does that bypass the hotbar? Is it considered a skill? Rested, plus 30 hit points. Rested. Character's primary attributes increased. Protects from muted, blind, grip, knockdown, plus 1 strength, finesse, intelligence, duration of 3 turns. Well, shit. That's huge. So if you know you're about to go in combat, pop that thing on. Alright, that's gonna be key. That's gonna be absolutely key. Let's stick that right there. Not a skill, but we're definitely gonna... Yeah, see it, put it back onto the hotbar. Well, I doubt I need 2 bedrolls. Stick that one on there. Let's... Can't be combined. Let's add that to wares. Okay. Alright, let's head over here. Let's go ahead and talk to Polly.
My mum doesn't like elves, but I have a secret. When I grow up, I'm gonna be an elf. She'll get used to it.
Polly. Milk. 1 AP. Heals 10%. Duration 6 turns. Still warm from the udder. Orange. 1 AP. Effects unknown. Cultivated and exported from the equator by expert lizard horticulturalist. And another stained shirt. She's gonna be a lizard when she grows up.
Be careful! Someone died here. A magic person, like us.
Okay. Let's talk to Sandy.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
Losa. Gold. Mug of beer. 1 AP, effects unknown. A heady brew with a layer of thick, creamy foam. Raw slice of meat. 1 AP, effects unknown. Sear to seal in all those delicious juices. Sharp piece of metal. A pretty sharp piece of metal. If you can make sure you didn't cut yourself handling it, it would make for a nifty weapon. And leather scraps. We've seen leather scraps.
What's your job? You look like a magic maker. Like me, but maybe not so strong.
You look a little bit elfish. Maybe your daddy was an elf. My daddy's name is Frida. He's waiting for me at home. I'll go home soon.
Frida, huh? Another stained shirt, some empty potion bottles, and toy wooden block. Child's wooden block, scuffed and worn from happy hours of play. Okay.
Hi! Do you like to play ball? We like to play ball.
They are kicking a ball, aren't they? Huh, we're gonna have to try to grab that. Let's talk to Losa before I do that, though. That might piss her off.
Ah, there you are. Wife.
Wife? What the fuck is she talking about?
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
So why did they choose to say wife there? Alright, I see what I'm gonna have to do. So, let's, out of curiosity, keep track of every single woke point in this game. Call it a woke meter. So, we're gonna mark that as 1. Referring to another woman as a wife. Right. She could have said anything there. Hello, friend would have been infinitely better. But no, they chose to go with wife. Alright. Play along and take her arm with a grin. Tell the children they must be mistaken. Squint at the lot of them. Who's Losa? Say she must have you confused with someone else. Look at the passel of dirty kids and say they seem well enough like brats to you. Take your leave. Squint at the lot of them. Who's Losa?
The young woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly at the excited children.
Who indeed? Why, my name is, Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb.
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Say that that's true enough. Shake her hand, Losa, you presume. Ask if she couldn't find some more age-appropriate companions. Say you're more interested, you're more concerned with survival than entertainment. Yes, let's ask her if she couldn't find some more age-appropriate companions.
Like yourself, maybe. I don't mind the kiddies, usually.
Okay. Ask if she knows anything about the murder that happened on board. Tell her she ought to have a look around with you. You can watch each other's backs. Take your leave. Right, let's ask her if she knows anything about the murder that happened on board.
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
The utterer. Tell her she ought to have a look around with you. You can watch each other's backs.
Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief. Take it easy, Chief. You don't want to get noticed for the wrong reason.
Alright. So I'm going to put this back on because I want to see what happens if we try to steal that ball, and they may actually say something. Okay. Where's this ball at? We're kicking it back and
Jill,
forth.
Is that right? I've a few questions for you. You are Jill, aren't you?
I ain't saying nothing.
Bloody dwarves. I'll come back to you, and you better be ready to talk here.
Bloody dwarves. Okay. Quit it. -5 attitude with all the kids. Hey, cut it out.
Your kind always hung closest
Hey, what are you doing?
like wolves around a campfire.
Stop it.
Got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the visitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
What's going on here? So I've pissed off the guard, huh?
No indications of a struggle.
Interesting, you see that? I made the...
Kid, you been down by the room up the hall?
No.
Huh.
You sure about that?
No.
What's your name?
No.
Gods, didn't your mother teach you any manners?
She got eaten by a void woken.
Forget it.
So I think I triggered the guard to come up here and start...
No leash.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen
There we
more
go.
appetizing
I've
things
noticed
coming
you
out of
have the habit of taking what isn't yours, and I don't believe in second chances. Alright, attack, attempt to bribe. Attempt to bribe. There's only one payment I will accept, your life.
Nothing less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away.
Oh, look at this! Look at this, they all help you. Wow, okay, so you can actually cause a mutiny. Crazy. Okay, I did not expect that to happen. You can cause a mutiny. So all that
Please,
because
please,
I'm stealing,
please.
trying to steal the ball.
I forgot how to sing. I did.
So we examined her. Attitude
It was
negative
one of them.
15.
I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
Let's get back to where we did before that. Is this before we touched the ball? Let's go back to 19. Interesting. So you can force a mutiny. So what's her trice? 5.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty.
5.
Maybe that has the Majesty's
Let's
more
look
concern.
at 18 and see what the attitude was there. Okay. Where am I at?
Mad?
Oh, I'm in the wrong
No.
spot.
Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
5, okay. So if we go back to here, I wonder if we've already... Actually, we just need to go back to where her attitude is dropped by 5. Alright, so I've clearly
Right.
done that.
Turn out from some Ben nest.
Okay. So we tried to pick the ball up.
Your kind
Okay.
always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Alright, so that's interesting. So we can actually force a mutiny. I doubt we can win, though. I may try that out at some point, once I see what the ship's like and see how far we have to go in it. So rope. Tell you what, they shouldn't be hiding the ropes from us like that. I like to pick up ropes. Well, let's talk to our sheepy friend here. We have a couple things here. Alright, sheep.
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep.
Take your leave. Admire the sheep's wool and ask if you might take a bit.
Haven't got any shears, have you? People these days.
Okay, so in Divinity Part 1, if you had shears, there is an item in the game called shears. I don't know if it's in this game, but probably. you're able to shear the wool off of a sheep.
I think I'm gonna be...
Okay. Yeah, you can shear the wool off them. Alright. God bless, the camera's fucking me up. The camera's all wonky. God bless. What the hell? Alright, I guess it won't let me just get down there. Alright, let's talk to Sybil. Let's save that first.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Wonder what she's doing. Ask if you may join her. Wonder what she's doing.
Rolling dice? Deciding fates.
Frown. Whose fate is she deciding? Laugh. Can she read the future in cow entrails as well? Well, she looks to be an elf, so probably.
She eyes you suspiciously.
Not the future, no, but I can read the past in flesh. Just like you. And I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
Decline. You don't know where her tongue has been. I should lick your arm. You don't see why not. Extend your arm.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
A vigorous stroke of the tongue.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone. You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
Stare at the ground, embarrassed. You had quite forgotten about that. Admit wide-eyed. That's exactly right. Snap at her. She doesn't know what in the seven hells she's talking about. Well, since she's an elf and we're an elf, we know that that's wrong. And we wouldn't be surprised by it, so... Stare at the ground, embarrassed. You had quite forgotten about that.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
She doesn't lick and tell. Decide it's probably best to take your leave. Ask whose fate those dice of hers are deciding.
Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Okay.
The woman keeps rolling her dice. She pays you no further notice.
Okay. Let's go over here. Great. We have a greasy door. Locked. Locked level 1. Well, there's a greasy key. Greasy key, an old key. Now to find out what it can unlock. Well, let's talk to him first. Magister Victor.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Gold, a mug of wine, herring, empty potion bottle, sheets of paper, a blank piece of paper that can be used to craft a scroll, a pot. Useless. Okay.
What? Didn't make it clear the first time. Scram.
Alright, let's talk to Ifin Benmezd.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Okay, move closer to him. Turn and walk away. Soldier, for some reason your instinct cries out to salute. to Ifan, so you do. Soldier. For some reason, your instincts cries out to salute to Ifan, but you hold yourself back. I want to do this one, so let's see what happens when we do this one first. Hold ourselves back.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Okay, let's go ahead and salute him. Alright, for some reason, your instinct cries out to salute to Ifan, so you do.
Ifan seems amused at the gesture, but he bats your arm down from the salute when the Magister sees what you're doing.
You served?
Okay. Ooh, this is different. Let's see. Say that you did serve, but you'd rather not tell him who you served. Lie and say that you saluted in jest. Elf, tell him indeed you did. You served your people. So remember, Ifan's backstory is that he was sent by Lucian the Divine to the elves to save them, but then Lucian destroyed them in some way or fashion. I can't remember the exact backstory, how they worded it, but Ifan grew up among elves, so that's why this makes sense. Okay, so tell him indeed you did, you served your people.
I tried to do the same. A long, long time ago now. Long before Source became a reason to leash us like dogs.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
This doesn't seem like the optimal part of the ship to hang around. Take your leave. Ask Ifan why the Magister suspects him of murder.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Quietly back away. Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it? Ask Ifan what he did to find himself at the mercy of a subordinate.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties.
Say that you're still curious about the murder. Did he do it?
No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask Ifan if he knows anything about where you're headed. Fort Joy.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
Say you've no interest in Alexander, all you care about is surviving Fort Joy. Tell Ifan that's one acquaintance you're not eager to make. Say you'd like to meet Alexander. You'd show him exactly what you think of his bloody divine order. Yeah, let's do that one.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, elf, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
It's amazing that you just don't have the names of everybody already down. Refuse to give him your name. Say that it's Linta? Tell him your name. Yeah, tell it to him.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall. Ifan raises his eyebrows, but shakes his head at your attempts to communicate, glancing sideways at the angry face of Magister Victor.
What? Didn't make it clear the first time. Scram.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Okay, they started talking. Let's head over here. Let's talk to... Let's talk to Fane.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your face, tugging at your ears and prodding your nose.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Alright, take your leave. Reach over and ruffle his hair with a grin. Ask who you're speaking to. Ask whether the book he's reading is any good. He seems engrossed in it. Stare at him in shock and ask what the hell he thinks he's doing.
I am reading. Is this not evident? My book is in my hands, my face turned away from you. Perhaps my eyes not on the page. Damnable things.
He grabs a metal plate and watches his reflection with one eye as the other shifts left to right and up to down. He repeats the maneuver with the opposite eye.
No, they are working quite adequately. It seems you are at fault. Predictable, really.
Ask about his book. It really seems to have drawn him in. Ask the elf who he is. Explain that you want to know why he thought he could touch you like that.
Oh? Oh, I see. I crossed a cultural taboo. How difficult. You have my apologies, fellow elf. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Alright. Take your leave. Ask about his book. It really seems to have him drawn in. You're bemused. Who is this guy? Look at him curiously. You're not sure he understands what's happening.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative. Take this book, for example. I understand all of it, and yet none of it makes sense. It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Alright, tell him about the war between the Divine Order and the Black Ring. It dwarfed everything that went before. Soldier, talk about the most recent threat and how the Magisters have been fighting the Voidwoken all over Rivellon. Elf, say that memories of the past are precious to your people. At least they were until your homelands were destroyed. Well, I mean, you would know that already. Where else? Alright, let's try that.
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already.
That's an odd response. So, say that memories of the past are precious to your people. At least they were until your homelands were destroyed. And he has no interest in the fact that the elven homelands were destroyed? The fuck, man? And then your books? Why wouldn't it be our books? Yeah, something's going on here.
No. I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods.
Our gods? You're an elf.
This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Ask why he's so curious about the gods. Look at him incredulously. The gods are forces of nature. They don't have a history. Admit that some things just aren't known. Ask why he's so curious about the gods.
The elf's face freezes for just a second before he waves his hand dismissively.
Oh, it's just one of my idle curiosities. We mortals do like to consider these things, do we not? Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Shrug and take your leave. Insist. Why he was so curious about the gods.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Do you mind? I'm really rather busy.
Okay. Guess I'll talk to him. Master Page.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams has just about done with the last passenger.
Okay. Yes, gold. Bottle of water. Raw, lumpy giblets. 1 AP effects unknown. This could have been anything that was once inside something or someone. And some empty potion bottles.
You faring okay so far?
Tell him you're fine. Say you have been through worse. Ask if he actually cares. Ask if he'd be fine. Collared like a dog that's stuck in a ship's hold with a corpse and a murderer loose. Yeah.
He tugs the collar of his uniform and chuckles.
Sorry you're upset, ma'am, but we all wear what we wear for a reason. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast. Take care of yourself now.
We don't want to do that yet. Let's go over here. Let's talk to her.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too.
Spent her life singing for her slaves to bring me supper. Alright. Gold, milk, orange juice, 1 AP, 1 finesse, heals 10%, duration 6 turns, a cup a day, keeps the scurvy at bay, a ham, we've seen that before.
Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
Let's go back and talk to her again. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Who we are, what we've done, they mean less than nothing as long as these collars choke us.
Potion bottle. Water barrel. Encumbered. You've picked up too many items. Drop some if you want to be able to run again. Apparently I need to drop that. Okay, let's talk to him.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him. Let's see where this leads. Mumble through clenched jaws. What on earth is he doing? The nerve. Slap his hand hard. Let's mumble through clenched jaws. What on earth is he doing?
I'm inspecting your teeth, in case that wasn't spectacularly obvious. There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this.
Prime merchandise.
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Alright, nod. Tell him you're quite the wizard in the kitchen, a true chef. Laugh and say you can hardly tell a turkey from a turnip. Tell him you're not answering his damn questions. Take your leave. Alright. Let's... Well, I mean, an elf would know the difference of those. Okay, so... Nod, tell him you're quite the wizard in the kitchen. A true chef.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
You've had enough of this. He can stuff his questions. Stick a thumb through one of the holes in your garb and say these provide cool in summer. Most certainly. Tell him, given a sheet of satin, you can make a bum look like a baron. Let's see. Let's try that. Stick a thumb through one of the holes in your garb and say these provide cool in summer.
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
You tired of this game. Tell him to bugger off. Rubbing your chin, tell him you're trying to recall the last time you bathed. What month is this? Say you most certainly have personal pride. You're no stranger to combs, powders, and perfumes. Alright, rubbing your chin, tell him you're trying to recall the last time you bathed. What month is this?
Just as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you can cook, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry.
Okay. Tell him you've half a mind to punch him in the face. Stare at him blankly. He was looking for you to be his what now? Assume a sad face and tell him you're mildly disappointed. Stare at him blankly. He was looking for you to be his what now?
My slave, of course. Oh, but I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of my disheartening refusal to sink in. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Doesn't want us for his slave.
No, please don't come begging me. I told you. You can't be my slave, and that's final.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn back on the no options audio. Except there's a conversation going on over here. So what do we have in here? We have Wendigo, Master Ygritte, Master William, and Master Yona. And they have a conversation, so we're going to wait to hear that. While we're doing that, I guess we'll look around here. Washing tub. Restoration scroll. 1 AP. Restore
Keep
vitality.
those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You seem on edge, officer. What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul, and I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you?
How dare you
Well,
classify this
perhaps
slop
you're
as food?
absolutely right.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Alright, restoration scroll, 1 AP.
There's nothing
Restore
else I can
vitality
make,
of
Your
a
Majesty.
target
Turnips and
character.
water are all I was given.
Restoration also cures poison and bleeding.
never
Restore
dined on
6
anything less than
vitality
a
for
dozen
2
course
turns,
dinner,
13
and I
meter
don't
range.
intend to do away
The
with
scroll is a one-time use spell.
Well,
Used to start
there
casting.
has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that has the
Items
Magister's
such
more
as
concern
scrolls,
than your
grenades, and special items are automatically added to your hotbar
You get saucy with
on
me
pickup.
when you clearly
Drag
don't know
other
the first
items
thing about
or
sauce.
skills to your hotbar for easy access. So that's not necessarily true because we've already turned that off in the options. So.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
Garlic.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Garlic, 1 AP, effects unknown. Hardy wayfarers will wax lyrical on the many esoteric uses of garlic. Truth is, they just like the taste of it roasted.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Mashed potatoes, 1 AP, 2 strength, heals 10%, duration 6 turn, a stick to your bones, warm you through sort of meal. Mashed potatoes. Cooking pot, it's a cooking pot for cooking. Small poison bottle, 1 AP, 53 to 59 poison, set poison for 2 turns. Contrive from the scum of Rivellon's vilest troll's feet, witch's gums, and demon dung. This poison could take down an average-sized Wallach. Journal. Stampede, another potato. Seen that. Pocket knife. We have one. Cooking pot. Mug of wine. Okay. I wonder if we can get through this door.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
Alright, what's this thing? Why is it 6 new recipes learned? Huh.
This again. This again.
Okay.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
So
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
that's everything
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking
in
us
that
off.
section of the ship. So we'll go and talk to the other group later. Let's head down here. Let's take a look at what we have. We picked up some gold, apple, some cooking pots, beer, key. We use that key. Kitchen pot, nothing special, but it'll heat up your dinner better than an upside down helmet. Alright. So we can drag scrolls here. Garlic, mashed potatoes. Alright, journal. Let's take a look at that. Alright. So I don't know why this is on here again. Let's put that there. Let's put this up. 2 layers. Okay. So Sucker Punch, what happens if we put this here? Sucker Punch turned into Flurry. 3 AP, perform 3 quick attacks, each healing 2 to 3 physical damage. Damage is based on your basic attack and receives a bonus for finesse. Requires a melee weapon, 1.8 meter range. Special ability with 1 turn cooldown. That seems worse than that. This is a much better ability. She's going to be a two-hander anyway, so it doesn't matter, but as far as abilities goes, I'd rather have the knockdown than the other one. Alright, let's check out this book here. No. I need to take these keys out and start putting the books in that I've read. That's going to get confusing. So we've read that. Read that. Read that. Okay. Alright, let's look at this journal. This tome contains no text. Instead, sketches of dragons fill every page. The artist is hardly talented, but clearly enthusiastic. Artistic journal, page after page of amateur drawings. Oh, that reminds me. Before we do anything, there was a book over here I forgot about. Poetry book. Why is she slow walking here? Let's see. Poetry book. Used to read. A woman from Driftwood with nary a care offered me kisses that answered my prayer. I accepted her gift, and then to my dismay, a spider she was, and I her buffet. Once feasting was over, she licked her red lips. I rose from the floor, still coming to grips. She thanked me for coming, and bade her farewell. My prayer indeed answered, though still I did swell. Okay. Churl and Chuff, the poems in this book would make even the lustiest of dwarves blush. Even the lustiest of dwarves blush. Okay. Okay. You know what I want to do? I want to get this out of my inventory. Let's stick this here for a minute. And let's go back down here. And let's pick up the oil barrel we left here. Pick that up. There was a water barrel that I left over there somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and kill the audio on this. Alright, let's go get that water barrel. So this will let me set up to experiment with some crafting recipes. We'll explore more of the boat and then see what happens. Oh, we can look at the recipes too. I forgot about those. Alright, so water barrel. I picked up 6 crafting recipes. Now picked up food recipes. Alright, so boiled potato. 1 potato. 1 boiling pot. It's a boiled potato. Hammer. Potato. Cold mashed potatoes. Cold mashed potatoes. Boiling pot mashed potatoes. Cold mashed potatoes. Oven mashed potatoes. Cold mashed potatoes. Boiling pot mashed potatoes. I guess there's two different types of boiling pots. And then milk. Boiled potato, mashed potatoes, alright. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll continue exploring the hold. Alright, later guys.